It says rotate your phone. You can't turn your phone while recording. Good morning, John. Finally, so sorry everybody. We've had a few technical problems this morning, but it is Sunday Morning Live with John M. in the fabulous Santa Cruz Mountains.
Yes, I am here in Santa Cruz. Technically, we're in Felton. And we are at the gorgeous Covered Bridge Park, which is just down the road a piece from Roaring Camp, which is where one of the reasons we're here is because I'm going to be doing a show at Roaring Camp immediately after this show, and we wanted to do this somewhere close by so that we could run over there and do that. And so we found this gorgeous location, and now here we are online and doing this thing. And I am here with my lifetime friend, buddy. We've known each other since we were like, I don't know, 8 years old. Rick Kern is right here with me. Rick, you're going to be finding out more about him in a minute. He's a wonderful guitar player. He is a language professor at Berkeley, and has traveled the world more than I, and we just kind of grew up together. Rick also appears in my movie.
Unfortunately, we've got the landscape thing happening, and it was sideways, so we're gonna have to do it this way, John.
Okay. So he has a scene in my film, House Concerts, the Home Invasion Tour, and so we've just been doing a bunch of stuff, but we don't see each other as often as we used to. And Rick lives in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I, of course, Hillary and I live in LA, and so our paths don't intersect as much as they used to, but we're up here now because we have some gigs here. I'm going to be playing in Santa Cruz later this week, so we thought we'd take advantage of this opportunity to meet here and get together and play a little music together and just have some fun. So, Rick, why don't we start, before I play something, why don't we just, you and I met, as I recall, through our mutual friend Scott Hatfield. Right? Scott Hatfield.
Yeah.
Back when we all lived in Connecticut. And Rick and I actually, my very first band, I use the word loosely, was with Rick and Scott. Scott played drums, kind of, sort of. He had one snare drum, and then after a while he had another. He started off with kind of a plastic snare drum, and then later he got a real snare drum, and then he used the plastic snare drum as a tom-tom, and that's what he was doing, I think, when we all got together. And
keep an eye on the time.
And then Rick played guitar, and at the time he was, well, you still are, but you were a better guitar player than I was then. And we didn't have a bass player, so Rick said, just play these bass notes, John, on the guitar, and I was kind of able to handle that, but I was the lead singer, and so we had this little group, and that was how things started off. The Arrival, yes. And
your father, famous artist Frank Mollenhauer, did the drum.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that.
The bass drum.
He made a
Scott
target.
Bass drum.
Yeah.
It was a rainbow.
A rainbow. Yeah. So that's right. I forgot he did that. So, and then things went on from there. We both ended up here in California, in Santa Cruz, actually, when you were at UCSC, and I was doing a lot of gigs back then, and poor Rick, got stuck helping me. Back then I used to travel with a whole lot of heavy equipment, and Rick went everywhere with me, helping me lug it all around. Thank you. So
I owe all of my strength to that period.
So, but we've remained friends through the years, and it's good to see you again. So
yeah, let's hear some music.
Let's hear some music. Okay. Why don't we start with something kind of mellow? This is. I mentioned the film earlier, the Home Invasion Tour film, and where we traveled all over the country. Not Rick and I, but my girlfriend and I and the film crew. And at one point we went through the Bay Area, and we visited with Rick, and there's a little scene in the film where we said let's sit down and play a couple songs, and we played this one, and we're going to reprise it for you right here. They were speaking different languages, though the words and the letters were the same. They changed each other's bandages, but they did not understand each other's pain. Hearts were full of love and compassion. They held each other standing in the rain. They were speaking different languages, could not unlock each other's chains. Sat beside the fireplace, talked until the early morning light. And neither one had ever felt with anyone the way they felt that night. And they wanted to believe in one another. Oh, but the years of fears don't vanish overnight. They were speaking different languages, couldn't get the words to come out right. They were speaking different languages. The words and the letters were the same. They changed each other's bandages, but they could not understand each other's pain. Their hearts were full of love and compassion. They held each other standing in the rain. They were speaking different languages, could not unlock each other's chains. They were speaking different languages, could not unlock each other's chains.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Lots of hearts.
Thank you.
Lots of hearts for Rick's guitar playing,
Great.
for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, that was beautiful. The clapping you heard in the background was Louise, Rick's lovely wife, who was here with us also. Say hi.
Hi.
And thank you for making the trip down too. I was Rick's best man when Rick and Louise got married.
30 years ago.
30
tomorrow.
years.
30
day after
years.
tomorrow.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
happy anniversary.
Happy
A day
anniversary.
early.
30 days on Tuesday.
30 days on
So,
Tuesday.
man.
That was a funny
30
story.
years.
30 days
John and
on
I,
Monday, darling.
John and
years.
I drove my car that had just had transmission problems all the way down from the Bay Area to Santa Barbara. John was driving, and he had to rev it up to about 60 miles an hour and then lurch forward on the freeway all the way down to Santa Barbara because the transmission hadn't been well adjusted. So that was the night before the wedding.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Some memories kind of, are better forgotten.
But many of them include driving.
Yes, most of them include driving. So, well, that was fun. Well, what have you been doing? What have you been doing lately? I mean, you're a professor at Berkeley,
Yeah.
a language professor, and
Professor of French.
Professor of French. Okay, and you've been doing that how long?
Since 1988.
Wow.
So 30 years.
Wow. You must be good at it.
They bam.
So, and if I remember correctly, when you first, when you were back in college, weren't you at, I don't remember exactly the chronology of this, but it seems to me for a while you were going over to Europe and kind of getting by over there by teaching English?
Yeah,
over
that
there?
was after I graduated from Santa Cruz.
Yeah,
I taught in Spain for a year and then France for a year.
yeah,
Yeah, that was great.
yeah. Rick is one of the, I'll blow your horn for you here for a minute. Rick is one of the few people I know. I've known a number of people who speak different languages, but Rick is probably the only person I've known who I've actually seen you fool native French people into thinking that you were a native Frenchman, because his accent and his diction are that good, and as you can tell, he speaks English better than most Americans do. So.
But what you really need to know is that John was going to hire me to be his translator when he went on his world tour. So
Yeah,
That's
That-
still
that's-
plan-
we're
that's
still waiting for that
planning.
to happen.
that's the ultimate credential.
We're
yeah,
planning that.
yeah, yeah. That's you can keep me out of trouble.
And I believe I heard you say that you wrote a book.
Oh yeah, I've written several.
Written several.
Several
Yeah,
books.
tell us about
Yeah.
those.
Well, the first book was called Literacy and Language Teaching, and that was a book for language teachers, and that's been pretty well received. And another book was Language Literacy and Technology, which is more for researchers, but has applications for teachers as well. And that's, been, I've got another book out recently, but I won't go into that because we're here about music. So
Well, it's all part of who you are.
Yeah.
So you have become kind of a language teacher.
yeah,
Awesome.
That's very
exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
I did that for a while with driving.
Yep.
See, where everything comes back to driving.
It does come back to
I was
driving.
for a while. I was a driving instructor.
Yep. And you've got your book.
So, yes, I have a book which has not yet been published, but it will be soon. Every week I come on
Working
here and I
on
say
it.
it will be
We're
soon.
working on it.
So it's getting closer every day.
So we should have some more music because
Yes,
we're
we
on our
should.
way somewhere else.
I know. Well, let's see. Let's do that one. I'm gonna be bold here. I'm gonna let's do the F sharp one.
Okay.
All right. This is it's an old song from my first record. I'm not sure Rick and I have ever played it together. So this will be an experiment. your name. We can all love one another all the same. Jesus was another who loved us all the same. We can all love one another in Jesus' name. I've been swimming in the ocean, I've been standing in the rain. I've known lies and devotion, comfort and pain. I have lived on the sidewalk and in the fast lane, but I live as I walk in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Do you remember when Jesus came? Remember what they did to him, what he did for you. Yeah, wouldn't he be surprised to see the things we do in Jesus' name? Oh, yeah, well, in Jesus' name. What do you say, Rick? Yeah. Some call him the Messiah, keeper of the flame. Some call him a liar, tell you that he spoke in vain. Some call him a teacher, him of his own game. But I came here to meet you in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Do you remember when Jesus came? Remember what they did to him, what he did for you. Wouldn't he be surprised to see the things we do in Jesus' name? Oh, yeah, well, in Jesus' name. Hey, hey, hey. I've been standing in the rain. I've known lies and devotion, comfort and pain. I have lived on the sidewalk and in the fast lane, but I live as I walk in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Do you remember when Jesus came? Remember what they did to him, what he did for you. Oh, wouldn't he be surprised to see the things we do in Jesus' name? Oh, yeah, well, in Jesus' name. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. In Jesus' name. Thank you. That was fun. You play good on that thing. Why don't we? I just realized while we were playing that we've done two of my songs already, but we haven't heard you do anything yet of your own. So
we want to hear you do something.
Sing us a song, Ricky.
Well, I don't sing.
Play us a song, Ricky.
Okay. Well, I can play a traditional thing. This is a Charlie Christian tune with an arrangement by Calvin Keys. It's called Cottontail. I can play a little bit of that if you want.
Yeah, whatever.
bit out of practice for
Yeah.
that one, but
No,
great.
it doesn't show. That was gorgeous. You're very musical. You know, I have a few other friends who kind of hammer away at some jazz guitar from time to time, but you can tell they're struggling with it. You know, because they're a lot of stretches and a lot of odd chords and stuff, and a lot of those kind of quick fills that you throw in. And they don't seem effortless with you, but they seem really smooth. You can tell that you're feeling the music as opposed to just, trying to capture the right finger positions. And it makes a difference, man. You played it really well. I wish we had an amp. But,
Time for one last song, John.
but yeah, I know.
School bus or
Let's do robots. Let's do
Robots.
music robots. Yeah. And then, would you rather do School Bus Blues? I'm good with either one.
I just know it a little bit better than robots. But
Okay, well, we'll do that one then. This is an older song. This is actually another one from my first record, and it's also on my live record, no overdubs.
Well, you need to say how you wrote it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's all I'll say about that is that as has already been commented on, most cycles of my life in one way or another come back to driving, and that started at a very early point in my life, and this song that has something to do with that. And Rick, thanks for joining us here. My apologies for we have had a few technical glitches this morning, and they've kind of caught us off balance. We will try and have that rectified by the time we come back. Next, we're gonna still be on the road next Sunday, but we're gonna be up in Lodi, California, and my good buddy John Zipper, who is often referred to on this show, is going to be joining me again. He's been a guest before, and he's going to be my guest again. And we are both going to be in Lodi for a gig we're doing up there. More on that later. And so next Sunday, same time, almost the same place, same place online. Me and John Zipper, and then the week after that, we'll be back in LA. So with that, thank you for joining us as always. Thanks for continuing to support the show, and feel free to send us your comments and questions and feedback, and I think we'll wrap it up with this one. This is an old song of mine called School Bus Blues. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, say. Was a rock and roll singer in need of a few bucks. Hey, lordy, lordy, na-na-na. He was seen one day behind the wheel of a school bus. Hey, lordy, lordy, na-na-na. It wasn't me who tried to say, not the one who saw that day. I don't do nothing but pray. I'm a rock and roller. He was living in a world of rock and roll. Had a Martin guitar, a $50 card, holes in his jeans. You know he couldn't buy the food and he couldn't pay the rent. He couldn't keep track of where the money went. But he vowed one day to come home in a limousine. He was a rock and roll singer in need of what? Hey, lordy, lordy, na-na-na. He was seen one day behind a of a school bus. Hey, lordy, lordy, na-na-na. It wasn't me who tried to say, I'm the one who saw that day. I don't do nothing but pray. I'm a rock and roller. He was hard and cool. He was a hard-working fool, dedicated to his dream. He He hadn't made up his mind to make them stand in line, make the women scream. He had a picture of the Who on his bedroom wall, a picture that he drew and a Les Paul, and he was bound and determined to be bigger than Jimmy Dean. Yeah, he was a rock and roll singer in need of a few bucks. Hey, lordy, lordy. Yeah, he was seen one day behind the wheel of a school bus. Hey, lordy, lordy. Hey, lordy, lordy. Now, wasn't me, he tried to say. I'm not the one who saw that day. I don't do nothing but play. I'm a rock and roller. Easy now. His friends and those who loved him said, good luck, we wish you well. Ah, but what you gonna do if you never do make it? They said, prepare yourself for something else to do in case you fail. They said, we all dream, but we all awaken. Well, he swallowed his pride, took it in stride, and he paid his dues. And before too long, he had a rock and roll song that was making news. He wrote it one morning before the noon run, became a sensation, making #1, and he was known all over as a singer of the school bus blues. Play us some, Ricky. Hey, lordy, lordy, hey, lordy, seen one day behind the wheel of a school bus. Hey, lordy, lordy, hey, lordy, lordy, now. Wasn't me, he tried to say. I'm not the one who saw that day. I don't do nothing but play. I'm a rock and roller. Yeah. Woo! School Bus Blues. Rick,
Yes.
thank you for doing this, man. It's been a blast getting back together with you again.
Great as always,
and fun playing with you. And thanks, Louise, for joining us also.
Sweetly.
And so I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Is it about time to do
Yes.
that? Thank you. I don't know who we haven't delved into who's
Tons
here
of
and who's
people,
not here, but
and we'll see them all later online.
I will go through all the comments later and say hi to you all later, as I always do. Thank you again for joining us, and we'll get the technical problems squared away by next week, and we'll be back, as I said, with John Zipperer. And so ciao for now from this lovely location up here in Felton and Santa Cruz Mountains. Hillary, anything to say to anybody?
Yes, thank you, Rick, and thank you, Louise, for joining us this morning. We're going to go ride a train, and thanks everybody.